name's Wholesome Joe. Welcome back. Today's video is going to be a little different than what I've been doing because a couple of days ago a new screen grab from the upcoming movie Ghostbusters Afterlife, which a lot of us refer to as Ghostbusters 3, was released, and that kind of got me excited. I've been excited for this movie for quite some time, to be honest, and if you don't know me, then you should know that I am a huge fan of Ghostbusters. I have built a lot of props from the movie. I have a hearse in my driveway currently that is decked out like the Ecto one. The reason why I'm wearing white and blue headphones instead of the pink ones that I've been wearing, because I really like the color pink for some reason, is because it reminds me of the Ecto one, and I need headphones to be able to hear what I'm saying. So I thought the white headphones would be more appropriate for this particular video. So, what I'm going to do in this video is just talk a little bit about the new movie, share my excitement with you guys. I don't know how many other people who will watch this who are a fan of Ghostbusters, but I certainly am. As you can see, I'm wearing my Spengler jumpsuit. I have one that has my actual name on it, but I'm wearing Spengler today. So anyway, we'll just jump right into it. So Ghostbusters Afterlife is the third installment of the Ghostbusters film franchise. Now you might be thinking to yourself, no, Joe, there was another Ghostbusters movie that came out a couple years ago, back in 2016. It was directed by Paul Feig, called Ghostbusters Answer the Call. And I'm just going to go ahead and get this out of the way right at the very beginning. Now, what is that noise? Maybe it's a ghost. Okay. I feel like that happens in every video. Anyway, so Ghostbusters Answer the Call. It got a lot of undeserved, or at least undeserved in my opinion, hate. I was one of the people who did not like the idea of this particular Ghostbusters movie, and you're thinking, oh, Joe, it's because they were all women, and I know how much you hate the idea that the Ghostbusters would be all women. No. I thought the casting was perfect for the movie that they made, and I actually enjoyed the movie quite a bit. Now, maybe there will be some comments about other people who didn't like the movie, and that is totally okay, because we don't all have to like the same things. But the problem that most of us had with the movie had absolutely nothing to do with the fact that they were all women. It had everything to do with the fact that the script completely negated the fact that the original Ghostbusters ever existed. We did not want a completely new Ghostbusters universe. We wanted a continuation of the previous two films and the video game, if you played the video game, which is the only good Ghostbusters video game. And some people think that the video game was a movie sequel in itself, which I can see where they're coming from with that. But, if Ghostbusters Answer the Call, and this is not a Ghostbusters Answer the Call video, so I should probably make this fairly brief. if Ghostbusters Answer the Call, something's in my eye, had been about, or had been a continuation of the original movies, it wouldn't have mattered who the Ghostbusters were or who they were played by. It would have been much more. It would have been more well received. But because they completely ignored the original universe, that is the problem that most of us had with that particular movie. People are trying to message me in the background. I'm very sorry about that. I kind of do these off the cuff, so any kind of weirdness that happens, just pretend it was a ghost or something. Anyway, so the screen grab that was released a couple of days ago featured McKenna Grace, Logan Kim, and Finn Wolfhard, who are playing the three, I'm assuming, main characters of the movie. I don't know a lot about the plot, or I know a lot about the plot, but they're driving the old Ecto-1 from the original movies, and the key thing that we haven't seen before that makes this screen grab so special is that if you look very close, and I'll show the screen grab during this, what makes it so interesting is that they're wearing the jumpsuits very similar to the one that I'm wearing right now. They're wearing the Ghostbusters jumpsuits in the screen grab, so that raises a lot of questions, and it makes me particularly excited because I've seen other screen grabs from the movie. You know, we had they released a lot of footage and clips of the Ecto-1, and there was a lot of controversy over which side of the car the ladder was on. Now, if you're just tuning in and you're just a casual Ghostbusters fan, then you're like, what are you even talking about? But the hardcore Ghostbusters fans were all in a tizzy because the ladder was on the wrong side of the car. Or at least that's what they thought. And so a lot of speculations were made, a lot of theories were made as to why the ladder was on the wrong side of the car. And me, having a filmmaking background, realized that more than likely the reason why the ladder is on the other side of the car now is because of some technical filmmaking or story related reason. And then we found out later, if you don't know, the reason why the ladder was on the other side of the car is because there is now a gunner seat in the Ecto-1, and the ladder would have been in the way of the door opening for the gunner seat to be able to release. So logically, it makes sense that they would move the ladder, right? But a lot of people are still hung up on that. I don't really care. Filmmaking, I can suspend disbelief. They could put the ladder on the back of the car for all I care. But it was just really funny how serious and kind of like out of hand people got over the ladder being on the wrong side of the car. Ghostbusters fans are kind of crazy. Anyway, so yeah, we saw those screen grabs, and I didn't want to get too particularly close to it because I want to be surprised and I want to just enjoy it for what it is, because I think a lot of the reason why people disliked the other movie so much is because they got too close to the content, and they found out too much information too quickly. So I've kind of just kept myself disconnected. The movie was supposed to come out last year, and then it got pushed back because of the virus pandemic, which is still a thing. It's supposed to come out June of this year, which will be very close to my birthday, which is kind of cool. And I'm very, very excited about it. Now, the other thing that excites me about the screen grab that was released is because a lot of people have been trying to figure out what the plot of the movie is based on what little information that we have. Now, we've seen a trailer, And the trailer sort of showcases a basic idea of what the plot might be. And that is that McKenna Grace's character, Phoebe, her and her family move out to the country, where she uncovers a lot of old Ghostbusters equipment. And then she finds out that her grandfather was one of the Ghostbusters. In this case, it would have been Egon Spengler. So, and we know that the actor who played Egon Spengler passed away, so he's not able to be in the movie. But I think this is a really cool way to honor that specific character and the actor by making that kind of the point or the focus of this movie, which is interesting because I actually produced a Ghostbusters fan web series a couple of years ago. Actually, right when the 2016 Ghostbusters movie came out. And the idea behind it was supposed to take place 30 years after the second movie. And the interesting part is that the plot of our web series was very similar to the plot of this new movie. Now, I don't know if they watched our web series and got some ideas from it. That would be really cool. I think that's probably not what happened. I actually tell people most of the time that if it's a good idea, a lot of people have probably had the same idea. And in our web series, basically, the main character that I play, his name is Erwin Schuler, turns out to be the son of the late Egon Spengler. So we have this same sort of Egon has passed away, and his offspring doesn't know that he's the son of a famous Ghostbuster. If you want to watch my web series while you're waiting for Ghostbusters Afterlife, I'll leave a link to that in the description. There's, I think, 8 episodes, and we didn't actually finish. I would like to finish, but I don't know if anyone else wants to finish. If you want to finish the web series, let me know. Anyway, so going back to Ghostbusters Afterlife, there's a lot of cool people in it. Like I said before, McKenna Grace, you've seen her probably in The Haunting of Hill House, and a bunch of other things. Finn Wolfhard, who is obviously from Stranger Things. Everybody knows him from Stranger Things. He was also in the reboots of the It Stephen King movies. He's kind of a big deal. Now, I think he was a really good choice, and I liked the fact that there was a little bit of a tie-in with Stranger Things and Ghostbusters there for a little bit, kind of like tug on our nostalgia goggles. A lot of people aren't a fan of his, but I think he's pretty cool, and I think he was a good choice for the role that they cast him in. Paul Rudd is also in it, and that's funny because over the years there's been a lot of fan theories about who people would cast if they were given control of who were to play the Ghostbusters, and a lot of people would have put Paul Rudd on their list. I was one of those people. Now, whether he actually becomes a Ghostbuster or not, maybe he won't, maybe he will. I would definitely like to see him wearing a Ghostbusters flight suit. I don't think that dude ages at all. I don't know how old he is, but he does. He looks about the right age to be a Ghostbuster, I think. Which leads me to my next point. A lot of people are afraid that they're going to make the kids into Ghostbusters, and they're not particularly happy about that. Now, I understand where they're coming from, but keep an open mind, because if you are a fan like me, you probably started getting into Ghostbusters when you were a lot younger. I think I was 8 when I first saw anything relating to Ghostbusters, and I've pretty much been hooked ever since, and I'm definitely not 8 anymore. But for most of us, that's when we became fans of this franchise. And I think it's important to realize that it isn't just for us. There's a new generation out there, and I think this is a way to get those kids involved, or get those kids into it, because the point of any of this is to sell merchandise, and we're gonna buy it. We're gonna buy this stuff regardless, because we're just into it that much. But you have to like sort of cater your content for different ages. And I think it's really cool that they're making this more I don't want to say family oriented, but I just think it's really cool. And I think that people should definitely take a wait and see attitude, instead of worrying about what that might be in terms of how the story progresses. I think that Jason Reitman was the absolute best choice to direct this movie, because he's a Ghostbusters fan. He was in Ghostbusters 2. He's lived this he's lived this his entire life. And so if anyone knows about the Ghostbusters fandom, it's him. And I think he's done a great job of reaching out to the fans, and finding out what it is that we're interested in seeing. And he's definitely been hands-on in terms of talking to basically the people who put Ghostbusters on the map and made it into the massive pop culture phenomenon that it is. Ghostbusters has arguably the most well-known, or most recognized logo of anything. It has one of the most recognized theme songs of all time. If something's changed in your neighborhood, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. Like, if you hear that, you have to sing it, So yeah, I'm really excited about this particular movie, and there's a lot of speculation as to what the plot of the movie will be. Going back to the trailer, there's mention of a mine called Shandor Mining, and if you've seen the original Ghostbusters, then you know that Ivo Shandor was the architect for the apartment building that Dana Barrett's character lived in the first movie. And he is the villain of the Ghostbusters video game. So I think it's really cool that they're kind of going back to the roots for that particular thing. I kind of wish we would see some new, like, I would kill to see Sam Hain from the cartoon as a live action villain. And the web series that we were doing, that was originally the plan, was for Sam Hain. If you've seen the real Ghostbusters cartoon, then you know who I'm talking about. I'll flash a picture of him on the screen so you can see. But I just always thought that was a really cool character, and I would love to see that in live action form. Now, one of the things that we all love about Ghostbusters, those of us who are into it as much as I am, is the equipment and the props and all of the toys and things that spawned from that. So we've been getting a lot of new merchandise, new toys as a result of that, and I've been picking them up as they release. I don't know if you can see behind me. I have the re-released Hasbro like retro real Ghostbusters action figure. I had all of those when I was a kid. And of course, I played with them, so they're all broken and in disarray. If I even have any of them left, so I was very excited to pick those up. If you were a kid and you had those action figures when you were a kid, then you definitely remember that every single person who had the Egon Spengler action figure that had the flip up tie, his tie would flip up. The tie would always break. The tie would always break. I'm still sad about that. Anyway, I also have another set of action figures. These Hasbro has been putting out a lot of cool stuff. This video is not sponsored by Hasbro in any way. They now own or they have the rights for the Ghostbusters toy line, and so you have this plasma series of action figure. These are really cool. I picked up the entire set, so I have all of them. There's a couple of different ones. You even have Zool, and Dana Barrett is part of that as well. You can see behind me, I've got a Proton Pack. That is actually not my actual Proton Pack. I actually have 3 Proton Packs, which are not on camera right now. 2 of them are full-size replicas that I built. Some of them are built with different parts that I found. There are different people who make different parts. You can get a lot of those parts on gbfans.com. I'll leave a link in the description for that. I'm also in a Facebook group called 3D Printed Ghostbusters Props, where a lot of us talk about 3D printed Ghostbusters parts. The latest or the most recent Proton Pack that I've built is completely 3D printed. I'll post a picture of that as well. It's just really cool. I did all of the electronics and things, but the Proton Pack behind me is actually made by Spirit Halloween. A couple of years ago, they released it's not full size, it's more of a kid's small adult size Proton Pack, but it's pretty cool for what it is. It cost about $50 or $60, I think is what I paid for it. And I've kind of modded it out. It doesn't come stock with the lights that you see. I'll try to move so you can see the lights. I added those after the fact. I repainted it and added some extra cables and other things to make it a little bit more accurate. But it's light and it's easy to move, so I thought it would look cool in the background, so I put it back there. I have a lot of Ghostbusters toys. I do not have as many Ghostbusters toys as a lot of my friends do, but I have a lot. I like to go to thrift stores. It's actually more fun for me to find random vintage toys at thrift stores than it is for me to buy a brand new toy. I don't know why that is, but like if I find like a retro action figure at a thrift store, I just get really excited about that. And so most of the toys that I have, that's how I procured them. But I do have some new ones as well. But yeah, so Ghostbusters Afterlife, I'm very excited about it. I think it's going to be a really good movie, and my expectations are very, very high. Maybe they shouldn't be, but they're very high, and I look forward to seeing the film. Another thing that I got recently, that just came out not too long ago, in direct relation to the movie, is the Hasbro Plasma Series Spengler, or Spangler as some people like to call it, Spangler. If you are not aware, his name is Egon Spengler. I do not know where Spangler, spelled Spangler, came from, but that is not his name. Literally, it is on, if you can see it, on my name tag. That is how you spell his name. Anyway, with that out of the way, this is the Spengler Plasma Series wand. Now, it's pretty cool. It has this green tape grip that is apparently on the Spengler wand in the movie. So this is like a direct reference to the new movie. The original wands do not have this sort of gun stock grip. So that's kind of cool. It has some cool features. I think I might have taken the batteries out of this. Let's find out. Yeah, I took the batteries out of it. Let's just look and see. Maybe this will give some tingles. Yeah, there's no batteries in there, but this is pretty cool, right? I don't usually do sound effect ASMR. I usually do just talking and whispering, so I'll just, now you can hear. That's pretty cool. It says unintentional ASMR, I don't know. You have the tip. You have this little green lever, and then you make it hard. That's what they say in the movie. I'm not trying to be dirty. Okay. But it has lights, it has sounds, and it has a little stand that it comes with, so you can display it, which is really cool. So yeah, this was about $70-$80, I think. I also have the other one that came out several years ago, the Maddie Collector Neutrona, I don't know how you say it, Neutrona wand. No, neutrino wand. That's what they called it, the neutrino wand. I just call it a particle thrower, or a what are the other terms for it? Positron collider, which is the name of my 80s synthwave side project. If you want to check that out, it's on SoundCloud. Let me put this away really quick. So yeah, a lot of cool things are coming out. A lot of cool toys, a lot of cool items and things. It just gets me really excited. It makes me happy that I get to be here for all of that stuff. So if you have any thoughts about Ghostbusters Afterlife, if you have an opinion about it, you want to talk about it in the comments, definitely do that. I love to talk Ghostbusters stuff. I would like to give a shout out to the franchise that I'm part of, the Atlanta Ghostbusters. We do a lot of charity work, and we do parades. We'll dress up in our costumes, or our uniforms rather, and do a lot of cool stuff. That is part of the reason why we have all the props and things that we do, and the cars, so we can go out and do that. We have not been able to do a lot of that lately because of COVID, but hopefully that's going to change pretty soon. So if you want to give them a like on Instagram at ATL Ghostbusters, I believe is the Instagram handle. Yeah, give us a like on Facebook. I think that's about all that I wanted to talk about in this video. I feel like I should say some random Ghostbusters quotes, just for the heck of it, because I think that's just what you should do. I tend to use Ghostbusters quotes a lot in casual conversation. It just occurred to me that we haven't had a completely successful test of this equipment. I blame myself. So yeah, if you haven't seen Ghostbusters 2016, give it a shot. It's not a bad movie. Yeah, if you want more information about making Ghostbusters props, I'm actually going to be doing some tutorial videos about 3D printing and Ghostbusters specific stuff. I'm actually painting a 3D printed Ghostbusters terror dog right now that I'm planning on doing a tutorial video. It might be an ASMR tutorial because I don't think anyone does those, and I've been trying to find things that people don't already do. So that's why I'm doing this Ghostbusters video. It also gives me a chance to show you a little bit more about who I am and what I'm interested in. So hopefully you liked this video. If you didn't, that's cool. But if you did, give it a like, give this channel a subscribe, and yeah, I ain't afraid of no ghosts. See you next time.